Willibomb versus Ti. It's a best of 3. We've seen both these players before as they get going. Now we have Ti over in the west and Willibomb in the north. I'll hand it over to you to tell me more about what you think of these starts.
Okay. So looking at this right now, I'm trying to figure out, what openers players are going to go for. We're going to see them in a second, of course, but just looking at the resources here, TI with a village, 1 metal here, 2 metal, they're not looking like the best forge spots. So yeah, going for the organization here just to get the turn 1 upgrade here. Willibomb, very nice forge spots, very nice. 2 or 3 star forges there, so we might see a mining here from him. Most likely. Yeah, there we go. And he's going to go ahead and level up that. So in terms of positioning here, both players starting relatively close, very close actually, to the lighthouses. So they're both going to be getting that. And taking a look at TI here, he's gotten 2 technologies here, which is another common opener that we've seen for players to make, where they go for a turn 1 upgrade and then they get mining before they capture their second village. But if I were to analyze like I mentioned, the positioning here of villages, so going back to that, both players kind of in the corners, I do prefer TI's spawn slightly better due to the fact that he has a little bit more movement down south. If we take a look at Willibomb here, he's got a very narrow path on both sides. He can go towards the northwest of the map here, and he's most likely meeting TI at a certain point. He can also go south, southeast towards along the line of the map here, and hopefully find a village. Ideally, he wants to find a village that borders with the ocean here, and he does. That's very good for Willibomb here. Gets Smithery, that's going to give him a huge boost. And good positioning as well here for the forges. Right where that little hunting animal is, you could place a market should he decide to move into riding roads. Albeit, I don't see a very, very clear path, just considering that there's not a land in the middle here. But fishing, okay. So recognizes that he has some decent port connections, and those port connections are going to give him very good upgrades for capital. Willibomb with the first giant, though. And he also has a ruin. This ruin can be anything. The only thing that I hope he doesn't get here is a swordsman, unless, of course, there was a village there. Oh, well, I mean, TI does have access to that village, so. But I think both players are really considering, where is my opponent? None of them have found each other yet. Willibomb may figure out that this is where TI is once he moves his units a little bit further. But goes for an explorer here, yeah. And gets the lighthouse too. That is very nice. And he's most likely going to get the Eye of God as soon as he captures that northern village there. That will give him another explorer, and he's pretty much locked down the south. So taking a look at the cities here, he's got 4 cities going on to 5, soon 6. What Willibomb has to do here is he needs to move towards the south fast and capture those villages there. 5 cities to 3 here is a big lead, despite, of course, Willibomb having Smithery.
Well, give me the numbers then on the percentages. You've stalled long enough.
maybe Ti from this spot.
I disagree with you, actually.
Yeah, I would say it's closer to 50-50, but if I had to lean it slightly, another 55-45.
See, I'm leaning for Willibomb for no other reason than I want to be a contrarian. You know, I think it's it's high time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, be really funny if Willibomb ends up winning this game. Obviously, you said 50-50 basically. Given the the curse of the caster that you put on previously with Lilib. So let's see.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I'm just looking at the current layout of the map.
He's putting his hands on. He's trying not to curse it. Or no, it's too late. That's it. Ti's been cursed. The caster curse has been made.
What Ti? Look at this. Look at Yolipo and look at that raft.
No, I do agree with you. Yes.
Jumps on that village. He's gonna have access to 2 runes. If he's very effective, somehow I don't see it though. Could maybe get that village all the way in the northeast. I doubt it, but he's gonna have access to 2 runes there. Most certainly. He's going to have access to all of the southern cities there, including he's going to get Eye of God. That is going to give him a big boost.
You think he goes for the village first or the ruins?
I would assume village, simply because he has vision and he doesn't, you know, he knows that those ruins are not under any threat. To be fair, he also knows that those villages are not under any threat, so maybe he'd like to postpone capturing those villages so that he can have cheaper technology for a turn or 2. That is another possibility.
Thinking there. Plus, you never know when a ruin changes everything. It's best to sort of get those done early if possible, in my opinion. Now, look at the difference in Fog of War. Willibomb has no idea about... Oh, he's about to. He's about to have some idea of what's going on down south. Right, there you go. There's one. And he finally meets the opponent. Yep.
This explorer is very important for Willibomb here. It gives him a lot of information, but not enough. He just doesn't get enough. He doesn't see the wall that Ti just got. That wall is going to be massive. Well, wait a minute. He got a swordsman. So earlier on, I thought to myself, he kind of does want a swordsman, maybe, so he can capture that village. Ti doesn't have a lot to defend that. He just doesn't. He needs to get a giant there if he's going to have any chance of defending. You know, maybe even a defender, but he's far away from that.
I don't think he can get defender. No, I think that northern city might be lost to him.
Yeah.
Let's see how he responds, though.
Ti does have a giant in the back. I'm not sure if he can move in with that distance. I'll have to double check that. But get some very nice... Okay, so he gets a raft here. Nice connections. Another giant here for Willibomb. Score-wise, points-wise, stars-wise, very similar. Look at the units as well. Ti 1 unit ahead. Okay, look at that. So Ti is going to try and lock down what it seems like the village all the way in the corner there in the south. If he can get a hold of that village while also somehow defending that northern village, he's going to be in a very advantageous position.
The key word there is somehow.
Yes, absolutely. I do think it will be hard for him. I don't see a way immediately. That warrior, it just doesn't have the defense to hold off a giant, a swordsman, and a warrior. And Ti recognizes this and is like, nah, I'm out. I'm gonna, hopefully save this little warrior. Save my fella. I don't want to trade. Okay, goes for strategy.
He is going to go for defender.
Yeah,
there you go. Does get defender.
So
we were saying he couldn't, but apparently he can.
He had the stars, yeah. Just enough, by the way. He's 1 star. 2 stars. Oh, 1 star. In the plus. Now, from Willibomb's point of view here, What Willibomb can do is maybe... Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, he just can't see Jollypo. If he had a scout, one tile further, he could have just entered Jollypo and gotten that. Does he get the siege? He does. Oh, Ti miscalculated. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he just didn't think that Willibomb was going to go for scouts here. But that is very expensive for Ti. Because think about this. He just bought strategy
just for that, yeah.
defend that, and now it's gone. Along with the walled village. If he's unable to unsiege that, Willibomb, yeah. And he's got the 2 scouts there, so he can very easily take out the warrior that is headed for that village.
It was looking really good for Ti, but do you think it was a misplay? Do you think he should have done something a little bit differently? Maybe neglected a little bit up north? Maybe he should have pushed faster east? What do you think?
I think we just remove all calculations and everything and just blame it on the caster curse that I just applied on Ti.
Yeah, maybe. I think it is that.
I think it has to be that, right? Like, what else could it be? No, Ti, it definitely looked promising for him early on. The thing that I really liked with Willibomb's spawn were those great forge spots. I mean, look at the 2 tier 3 or level 3 forges gave him first giant. And I think what Ti couldn't really anticipate was that swordsman that Willibomb got from Maroon. He did see it, but at the same time, the scout followed up because he really wanted to save that city. If he were to save that city, then it would have made a big difference. Still leading with villages, he's going to capture another one. And yeah, look at that. Ti recognized that he's not going to be able to lock down that village after all in the north or the south east. So decides to instead secure the village. And I think this is again another one of these. I wouldn't call it a mistake because he's being reactive here. He could have maybe secured that ruin and then gone for the village down south, played it safe. He did make a gamble. He gambled on trying to go for that village there. But what he is doing now, he's recognizing that, well, Willibomb does have all of these scouts here that is going to give him, that's going to give Willibomb a lot of offense, but is not going to, it's not going to immediately pay too much off for, in terms of retaliation for Ti. He might want to set something up for the water. He's just making sure that he can hold on to these villages here. He's going to lose that northern village there. So, and he didn't quite capitalize on the southern villages either. Look at that. So Willibomb was able to knock him off, as he should really. We did see it coming. Now this pressure here, Ti doesn't have the very smooth, forge spots that Willibomb had. Leveling up his population and his villages is going to be very costly. He needs to do something in Sipoli, because if not, Willibomb will siege that next turn. And he goes for navigation.
It's a very strong showing from Willibomb here.
Yeah,
Very
this
strong.
is looking. Yeah, now I'm leaning 80-20 towards Willibomb here. Willibomb should win this. He should win this. He can. Okay, so here's what can happen. Willibomb can either siege Sipoli next turn, or he can move his giant to Jollypo and then move his other giant on the coast of Sipoli, and then go for double siege next turn. The challenge for Ti or T is that he doesn't have a lot of easy access population growth here. Like what does he need? He needs to go for hunting, forestry, if he's going to be able to level up some of these cities. He then needs to either go for some sort of mining, but smithery, but that barely gives him anything. He's going to give his capital a level 2 forge. It's going to give Sipoli a level 1 forge. It's just not worth it. Okay, so gets the free siege. Gets the bomber here. That's big. And he's going to go ahead and take out that giant there. I was very curious to see how he would utilize navigation. Would he then try and bomb those defenders in the south, or was he going to go for the giant there, or even perhaps move this in here? Oh, look at that.
Nice. 6 turns ago were we saying that... There it is. There it is. Willibomb with a dominant first game. I mean, really, what can you say about it? That was fantastic. Find me a mistake he made. Try and find me a mistake.
Willibomb, I didn't see a lot of mistakes by him. It's hard to point anything out. I did see some in Ti or Ti. For example, he was a little bit greedy with the fact that he wanted to get that southern village, all the way in the corner, across Willibomb's, side. A little bit unfortunate for Ti regarding his smithery spots, his forge spots. He didn't really have good direction in terms of how is he going to upgrade his villages. That was his challenge, and I think he had to figure out a way to kind of get around that. And I think the way that he wanted to play around that was, well, I have all these villages, they have good port connections, hopefully I can then get Grand Bazaar. I can somehow try and use that momentum to overpower him in terms of units. The only downside was, of course, that northern village where Willibomb got swordsman and then followed up with a giant and then a scout to take him out. And that, from there on, it was just downhill. Willibomb got those giants earlier, and he was able to capitalize a lot faster in terms of offense. So Willibomb played well. Congrats.
He did. Well, one thing we have seen from Willibomb, I mean, and let's not forget, this is a player that we've seen in finals, in semi-finals, in quarterfinals. He's been playing consistently for the last good couple of months at this point. He's been around. Mm-hmm. Anytime he does get a singular advantage, he will hyper-focus on it. Sometimes to his detriment, but mostly he is able to reframe his strategies on the fly to roll with the punches. He's a very adaptable player to go straight in. Again, if you've seen the amount of tribes he's played as, you have to be adaptable. Like you said, he's gone in with the swordsman, right? Yeah. Seen that and gone, right, okay, here's my strategy. And has maneuvered everything. Again, we were on turn 12 when the resignation happened. At turn 6, we were still thinking 55-45, right? Towards Ti. Like in terms of like the start, obviously there were benefits for Willibomb, but it wasn't like it wasn't as massive as a difference as to warrant, I think, Ti's, in my opinion, play style that he went for there. Like you said, I think he overextended himself, and I don't think he realized the threat that was coming back his way. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's a fair assessment? Or, I mean, again, feel free to say I'm wrong.
No. I mean, I think what Ti failed to do there was, again, I think he was just too greedy. Yeah. I think he should have tried and secured more of the southern villages faster instead of trying to go for the northern or the furthest village. You're correct in saying that he did fail to anticipate the siege. He thought that he was safe. I mean, he got the wall, he got the defender. He's like, he's not going to be able to siege that. But Willibomb was able to siege. And on top of that, will I bomb? I know it's Willibomb, but he did bomb.
He did.
He did bomb. So he did bomb in the end. Got those bombers out there, and just made quick action. Quick work of Ti here, Ti.
Yeah, so it's going to be a long way back. It's going to be a really long way back for him. Again, let's not forget, it's not just about your mechanical abilities. It's about how well you can deal with a loss. And in this case, TI is going to have to try and reverse sweep the ever-present Willibomb. Can he do it? Let's find out. This is a best 2 of 3. Willibomb just needs one more to go to the final. He could potentially be 3 wins away from representing the Xin-xi tribe. Let's see if he can do it. Take me through these stats.
Yeah, Willibomb here, a little bit awkward to go towards the lighthouse. He's going to be 2 turns behind. So yeah, I figured he might go north here, or somehow northwest, northeast. He has a level 2 forge here on both of his opening cities, so he might be considering going for an opener turn 3 forge, mining opener. For TI here, look pretty good as well. Gets the lighthouse. Goes for hunting. Okay. He recognized that he got some good hunting spots. Look at all the animals in that second village. We'll get back to that. For TI here, yeah, some decent, a lot better forge spots this game than last game. That's for sure. And look at all these animals here. So he's got four of these. Is really going to help him out. He might also then move into forge or smithery next turn. Not smithery. Mining. Confusing the two. Both players relatively close, I would say. Oh, gets archery. Okay. That can actually make a big difference here because they're so close. Getting that defense bonus as well as range units when they're both starting relatively close. You know, look at TI. He's going to move towards Willibomb territory here, and he's going to find Willibomb. Maybe there is even a village in the right behind that fog of war there. We'll have to double check, but look at these forge spots here in that northern city. That's tier 3 forge, level 3 forge, level 4 forge for Willibomb here, and a ruin right next to that village. So
not a bad place, huh?
I know you like to ask about predictions here, Leif, and I want to give this 60-40 to Willibomb right now. But I probably should say TI because of the...
Yeah, you should, because the caster cuts. And again, speaking of the mentality, we have seen that it's not just about your technical ability. Again, it's different playing casually for fun versus when you have stakes like these. You know, you're playing live, you know it's competitive. And then stakes in front of an audience in Stockholm, like Meisterlampe, who, by all accounts, is one of the best players mechanically. Fell in one of the early rounds to a bit of an unknown.
Yeah. And
part of that can be chalked up when I was chatting to him. Part of that can be chalked up to, whilst it wasn't head loss or anything else like that, it makes things a little bit trickier. Everything has a little bit more weight. When you're up on that stage, when I was talking to Arthur, when I was talking to Slimming Boy, they feel that sort of sense of occasion. When you play with a crowd in front of you, it is there. And obviously you could be part of that crowd if you grab your tickets today. Darren, I mean, you were, of course, an audience member for that. How did you find it?
Well, live in Stockholm was a blast. The biggest thing for me was the community. Really being together with all of these Polytopia fans and watching, the pro players, meeting them. And the best part, in my opinion, was the social activity that we all did after. So everyone who buys a ticket to the World Championship, we're all going to hang out together. We're all going to go together and just hang out in the lounge, possibly even go out. And so it's just, you get to network and connect with other Polytopia fans, which I really enjoyed. But it's the atmosphere and it's the gameplay. To me, it was a big highlight, and it also made me closer to the community, right? Like, this is why I'm here today, I'd say. So very, very grateful for that and for getting to know everyone. But going back to this, I just want to comment quickly on Willibomb's previous turn where he pretty much chopped all of his trees to go for a couple of upgrades in his capital, in his third village, as well as going for mining. So that is going to set him up for some decent, well, smithery, I would say. He's banking on going for a big upgrade. I mean, it's turn 7 and no one has a giant yet. Most of this game has been exploring. But yeah, he goes for smithery here. Very well played. I mean, not really well played, the correct play, I would say. But TI, looking at this, he's going to get 2 more villages next turn. I'm curious to see if it's going to be expensive for him, for sure. But I'm curious to see if he's going to go for a border growth in Sucha, or the southernmost village that he currently occupies, to get a level 4 forge. The only obvious spot would most likely be no, because he can't get it unless it's so expensive. We'll see about that. But let's see what he gets here. Goes for this, gets stars. Oh, we're gonna be expecting a huge turn for Willibomb here.
Let's see what it does with it.
So he can get a giant this turn. That's his first giant. He is... Oh, is he one? Yeah, his 4 stars are off a second giant. Unless, of course, he pops down a monument to do that. Oh, no, he can chop. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's got 2 giants now. So, gets the forge there. That's a big turn.
There it is.
So
you
with
were
these
right.
giants, you know, this is all about how he's going to now use these giants. He doesn't have too much vision of the center of the map, so he doesn't really know that TI has a very exposed village there.
I will say we had some urgent communication telling us that the name is pronounced T.
Is it T?
TI. Yep, it's T.
Okay, T. Oh, I'll say T.
Wait, no, you don't have to. You can continue mispronouncing if you want to, but I think there might be a lot of judgment coming your way from both community and frankly me as well. But hey, you do you.
You're kind of baiting me into saying keep saying TI.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Who knows?
Bring it on, man. Come on.
I'm just gonna stop beeping in the middle of the cast. There. What do you think of the multiple cities that T has here?
Well, TI is following up with some good he's got some good forge spots here. Level 2 forges. His Shaxi village here. Tai has another great level 3 forge. One thing that he needs to do here is he has to figure out a way to first of all maximize his position on the map. Like that explorer did a lot, though. He was able to find those villages. He might get those before Willibomb. I think he will. Yeah, so there is the fishing from Willibomb. I was expecting that because it's going to give him, you know, he's really restricted. If we take a look at Willibomb's axis here, he can move, you know, land movement is pretty much capped to the edges of the map. So he can go on the southern side, he can go on the northern side. But let's see where this piece of land in the middle there goes. I don't think it will connect to anything. I think it's just water all the way. So we might have a naval game. And look at Willibomb as well, going for the archer. So he's like, nah, I'm going to prevent you from getting that lighthouse, buddy. I'm not giving that to you.
See what T does here. T doesn't see the archer.
Oh, that was big. Is he going to go for the border growth? That's a question. That's what I'm wondering.
That's what he's wondering as well, by the looks of it.
He got it for free now. Because then it's going to give him a level 4 forge. That's pretty big. And he just, again, got it for free. So, yeah, there he is. Recognize that he could really capitalize on that. So T has some very nice, he has very nice access to water, 3 villages currently. And the only downside is, of course, he needs roads to connect that to his capital. So it's going to take a second for him to get Grand Bazaar here. He's got 5 cities. He's certainly getting that final one up top there. Gets 2 giants of his own here. And taking a look at the score, we're back up very equal. And look at that humongous forge, 4. That's big. So 3 giants now, and he could even go for a 4th. Yeah,
He is. Why not?
So if I'm T in this position, I am actually moving into on the water. Most certainly. I think that is his spot here. Earlier on in the game, I thought, okay, well, both players are going to be so close to each other, but the axis there is so short, like it's so tiny. There's 2 tiles of movement. And as we saw, there is the land in the middle there doesn't connect to anything from last turn. It just doesn't connect. So this is going to be a very naval-heavy game. Takes out that troop there. And gets the first kill too. Okay.
Turn 10 with just 1 kill is cagey.
Yeah, I mean they started very far away from each other,
unsurprising given the spawn, but yeah.
So it's
Have your percentages been amended since the start of the game?
well, yeah, I was. It's not like I was. Right now, I'm thinking still very, very even. I haven't seen the early, Ty. I haven't seen him play yet. Willibomb, I'm super familiar with, so he's gonna get another giant there as well. So both players currently up to 4 giants each. Very even in stars as well. Let's see if T decides to go for fishing here. He sees the raft. But yeah, he has to go for some sort of defense on Sucha, maybe a warrior, just to kind of like make sure that Willibomb doesn't steal away 4 stars next turn. Either way, he wouldn't be able to hold it. Of course, he has a giant right next to it. But Willibomb doesn't have vision. Doesn't have vision at all of that middle portion there of Sucha. Willibomb is most likely going to secure the village that is 2 tiles away from him there on the left.
Defenders.
Yeah,
I never like seeing defenders. I'll be brutally honest. Sometimes they're the right thing to do, but it belays a defensive mindset that I cannot get behind, I'm afraid.
You're a very aggressive person, aren't you?
I'm afraid so. It can be objectively the right choice, but you can't pick it out of morality, I suppose. Principle.
Well, I would argue that defenders are great for water naval combat.
Oh, I agree. It's fantastic. It's the right move, but it's immoral. It's interesting to talk about vision as well, because neither one of them really has too much vision on the other one. They don't really know the layout of the cities or what's happening. So I think we're gonna get a slightly cagey game until they can kind of get a little bit more vision on one another to sort of see what's going on. I think you're correct. Yeah. It's going to be a naval game. I mean, look at the shape of the map. It's kind of an inevitability. I think it's only when they both really commit to the water that they'll start to get a sense for the game.
Yeah. And with Willibomb now having vision of Gusha, it's going to prevent, because with Ty going for strategy, he's close to cloaks as well. I wouldn't be too yeah, the probability of maybe Ti going for cloaks here is, I would say, is high. But goes for roads here. Willibomb can get a couple of good market spots here. Level 5 market, level 4 market. Ti might go for some. Is he gonna go for border growth? No. Okay. Maybe to cut off. I guess the second giant here splashes onto that. Yo, look at that. Look at that. 3, 4, 5 giant concentrated in the middle there. Willibomb is like, okay, how am I going to deal with these 5 giants if he can see them? One of the things that we know for sure, though, so far this game, Ti is going to capture that top village there. Willibomb will have no chance of getting that. He gets a capital or population growth here. That's not too bad. But yeah, it goes for trade. Is going to get, like I said, those 2 nice trade spots up north here. Level 5, level 4. And then, Willibomb doesn't see all of the giants that Ti has. But he's definitely going to see it next turn if Ti decides to move in.
Like I've invented a third way to say the name now.
Hmm?
You've invented a third way. Ti. You're going for Ti. T. His name's T. And you're going for Ti.
I'm gonna go back to Ti. I like Ti.
Yeah, fair. Well, we've got a little bit of vision now. A lot of vision, I should say.
Like, do you mind? Yeah.
It doesn't matter now. Worth mentioning that the players are not able to watch the stream because if they log in, then there's a 20-minute delay. And if you are getting your information on your current Polytopia game from what your opponent did 20 moves ago or 20 minutes ago, then probably the World Championships isn't for you. Now, what do you think Willibomb's thinking, having uncovered a bit of vision there?
Well, that vision, again, just didn't discover the 4 other giants that Ti has, right? So he got some information up top here. That is going to help him. But I would say he needs some vision in the middle here. Ti gets sailing, so he can now see the edge there. He's going to move in and try and secure that village. Look at that. 3 giants. This is where Willibomb is like, oh my gosh. What is this? And now he's seeing all the other giants. So he's seeing the 5 giants there. He's not going to be able to hold on to that village. 2 giant hits. That giant is dead. He can further advance those giants down. Willibomb's giants are a little bit further back. This was the benefit for Ti here, because his giants spawn super close to the water. What that means is that he's able to cover more tiles around than Willibomb, unless Willibomb decides to use roads, which he has, but it's a little too late for that now. So he's going to lose that village there that Willibomb is about to capture. So if I'm Willibomb, I'm just trying to, can I, protect my giant by, putting it back? Or am I going to capture this village? Now that I have fishing, I should be able to send an explorer. It will most likely go over towards the center of the map. That might actually be the better play, because he does need a little bit of more vision here. And that vision is going to make him make a lot better decisions. So we'll see what he does next turn. Ti in a slightly better position in terms of units on the offense here.
Yeah, when you're a squad of giants facing down 1, I think that's definitely that.
Willibomb's economy, though, got trade. Slightly different openers here. Looking at Ti strategy, right? He goes for strategy because he's like, good naval units, potential path into cloaks. Who knows? You have Willibomb, who decided to go for trade to realize that, well, this is going to be a slower game. We're far away from each other. There is a huge ocean in between us. The good thing that TI did here is he actually decided to get a lot of power on the water. So if we look at Willibomb's, positioning here, his 3 giants are now in the middle. He decided to send 1 in there. Okay, all right. So Willibomb is maybe looking for a siege at either his capital or in Gusha. I would probably go for Gusha. He does have the archer in the back. Gets the border growth here to cut off that port connection. Because TI doesn't have roads yet, so he'd have to spend that on roads instead. He wants to connect that city, but he's going to be up to 6 cities next turn, so TI could go for a Grand Bazaar.
What's the giant count on both sides? We're seeing 6 on T's side.
Yeah, doesn't he have 5?
I'm seeing 2 in the water, 3 on the... Yeah, sorry, 5.
Yeah. So, and Willibomb has 4. 5, sorry, 5, yeah. Both have 5. The 1, 2, 3 right next to that center village. And then 1 there, yeah. So decides to go for this. He's gonna chop here, get the animal, chop. Oh, okay. But is he not gonna try and go for an explorer?
No, I think he's just burning it as much as possible.
I would probably go for an explorer here just to... Okay. What would his reasoning be? I understand why he would chop. Because he's not keeping that city, right? He's not keeping it. And it doesn't have any... It's a very awkward city because it has 1 farm. It's going to be a hard city to upgrade. And look at how fast TI decided to move there. He already made his decision.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit faster than Willibomb.
Now, will he go for a will he go for roads is my question. He's not forced to. I mean, what does road effectively give him? It just gives him Grand Bazaar. Yeah, he's gonna try and hack down those giants. Oh, went for the siege instead. Okay. All right, that's an interesting play. I would. Yeah, he didn't see the 2 giants in the back there, so it makes sense. Forcing Willibomb to respond by killing that, and then what he needs to do here is, he's not going to be able to produce a unit there either. Both on 3 kills, both on 6 cities, very even unit counts. TI slightly leading, Willibomb slightly leading on stars. But what's interesting here is Willibomb has markets. TI does not have markets. Very even stars. Goes to show how he's been upgrading his villages very well.
See how Willibomb responds now. Now, I have to recant my earlier opinion, because that's a defender, but used offensively, and it's kind of causing a paradox for me.
What do you mean?
He pushed a defender. Again, I told you I'm morally against defenders, but he pushed into a city with it.
Yeah.
Did T. So I'm having a bit of a paradox myself. Reconcile that later.
That's a great thing about defenders too, man. Like when you siege with a defender, just oof. Right?
Right. What do you think Willibomb needs to do here to sort of to take back momentum?
He needs to deal with those giants in the middle there. Like he's got 1 giant on his land. It's not gonna do much. But he's got archers, which are very nice. So those are gonna deal some damage. And juggernauts, look at that. Like the juggernauts didn't retaliate there, so you just got a free hit on that juggernaut for Ty. I think what Willibomb needs to do here is he needs to make advantageous trades, right? He needs to be able to trade effectively, make sure that he doesn't lose too many units, and hopefully can take out these giants without losing too many units himself. And I'm very interested as well in the top, in the north side. If we direct our attention there, take a second here. He's got 3 giants up north. The Lixi village, similar to Liligu, is very resource poor. 1 farm, 1 fruit, a total of 3. He could put some ports down and then a monument to get a giant there. But he needs to find a way to defend that. The question, of course, is it worth defending? We'll see how much attention is being directed at that village. It takes out the giant there. Now they're both down a giant.
So,
No.
yeah. Are they?
Yeah, no, they're both down a giant. Yeah. No, wait. Willibomb is down 2 giants, is he not?
No, Willibomb's
Yeah.
got 4 giants. He's got 4 giants there.
He just lost 1 there, and then he lost 1 in Liligu, right? So he's down 2 giants.
This is the problem with the more cagier matches, right? Because we as casters have to try and keep track of every unit, and they're not killing each other fast enough for it to make sense for us to miss a couple.
Mhm.
Where do you think the main push should come from?
Oh, I think he was hoping for a lighthouse there. The main push, I think, right now, I mean, you take a look at how and where his units are placed. He's got 3 giants, which are very isolated on that village. There is no immediate access for, because if it hadn't been for that little piece of land there, that would have been brutal for Willibomb, because Ti could have sent rammers, he could have sent scouts down the coast there on the north side, the northeast side or west side, and he could have easily taken out a lot of those units and dealt with those rafts and whatnot. The thing that Ti has to do here up north is he needs to decide now, is he going to move his giants down, or is he going to move those giants onto the water and then somehow launch an attack on that northern village, or northeast village there, Lixi. And then of course you have a bulk of units down south as well, which we're looking at right now. Ti is likely losing a giant or 2 here even. I wouldn't be surprised to see his 32 HP giant moved right next to Sucha if he can. Maybe he can, due to the fact that there is a scout which is in his zone of control, right? But Ti has, I would say both players, their giants are on one side of the map. Like, you look at Willibomb, all of his giants are down south, whereas Ti's giants are all the way up north.
Usually these games are a bit more mirrored. Not this one.
Yeah, so there is a bit of distance between them. Now, if I were to, think, okay, well, can Willibomb? Well, I would say Willibomb has a lot better movement right now. So Willibomb can very easily move his giants up north, whereas Ti, his giants, they don't have water access, and the only way for Ti to kind of get back on the water down south is to border growth Liligu, which is so incredibly expensive. I don't even think he can, due to the amount of parks that he doesn't have. Willibomb does have the Eye of God. Ti doesn't have the Eye of God, and he's not getting it anytime soon either. But those, yeah. So right now, Ti's biggest threat is a push from those giants in the center there. And those giants from Willibomb are a much bigger threat to Ti than Ti's giants up north. And the reason why is because Willibomb's giants are a lot closer to Ti's capital. So if Willibomb decides to go for a huge push towards Ti's capital, you get the capital, it's game over. You control that portion, it's going to be very hard, and it's
We're just over the halfway mark through this game. And, I mean, look at the star count difference, 47 to 34. 7 cities to 5. It's interesting that front. So even in kills. Basically, I think it's going to come down to who's going to stall out first. Because, again, like you say, that the Giants are just not interacting with each other whatsoever.
I'm not too sure. I think Willibomb can quite easily siege more cities than Ti here. Like, look at where Willibomb is also producing archers. Sizguli, right? Buligo. These archers are in a very good position to hack away at those giants should they attack Buligo. And he doesn't want to lose that village either, because if he loses that village, he's going to lose a lot of stars, because he's got a 4-star forge there, for a level 4 market. Sorry, level 4 forge, and a level 4 market, and a level 5 market. So he doesn't want to lose that village for sure. He can afford to lose Lixi, although it will give Ti a little bit more to work with in terms of offense. So ideally, you want to defend it. But yeah, take a look. Now he's sieging, and Ti is unable to unsiege. The only way he can unsiege here is with a giant push. And he's not yet used his forge, so that is a possibility. Blocking that off there, so that positioning works very well, because now that swordsman can move on the mountain, but the other swordsman, the 10 HP one, is not able to connect to the warrior that is currently sieging. And look at those archers slowly doing a little bit damage, slowly chipping away on those giants. And Willibomb is like, yeah, I'm not engaging, I'm just going to keep them in the back. And those archers are going to, really chip away on those giants there. So, Ti's giants very exposed alone. Those giants alone, they don't do that much. Giants need a little bit of backup. And look at Willibomb going for ramming aquatism, which really tells me that Willibomb wants to dominate the navy here in the naval aspect of the game.
Well, he's not facing off against much in the center. Obviously, he's got problems in the north, but he does have a couple of times where it feels like he's almost unopposed.
Yeah.
Or there's some token resistance. So with aquatism and ramming, I think he can do a lot here.
Yeah, navigation here. I mean, with navigation, he can set up a nice perimeter of bombers. Yeah, he just got some starfishes here, 2 of them, giving him a little bit of a boost, giving him a return on that technology that he just got. And he's gonna, there we go. He's gonna try and take out these giants here, because he needs to somehow deal with the giants in the center of the map. Up top, he's got these giants here. It's really just about where does he place them. But if he decides to move that one giant, 37 HP giant, onto the mountain there, then the archers can slowly hit him. So, and I think it will give Willibomb enough time to kind of move maybe one of his 27 HP or 38 HP giants onto the other mountain. Yeah, that's possible. So that 38 HP giant, he could move towards the mountain and make sure that Ti doesn't get a siege there. I'm looking at just the combat here. It's going to be more of an uphill for Ti than it is going to be for Willibomb here, especially with the defense bonus that Willibomb just got on the ocean. Aquatism does a lot. It really does. Like, he's not able to kill his water units as quickly as possible. His giants and juggernauts are more durable on the ocean.
Give me your percentages now, then, as we enter into roughly the final 20 minutes.
Go for navigation too. Wow, look at that.
Nice.
Oh, that's big. That's big. And he can siege now, right?
Should be able to, yeah. Can he?
And then you can kill the bomber. Ooh.
Siege, kill the bomber.
Yeah, this is
There it is. Siege kills the bomber. What can he do from this? 51 stars to 21. We may have our second finalist unless T does something pretty incredible here.
Yeah, this is not looking too bright for TI here.
Well, the Giants in
Looking
the
like
north are essentially nullified, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Willibomb was able to ignore them and kind of just push central. You've been saying that for the last couple of terms. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. A 2-0. Another 2-0. This is, I don't think this has ever happened before. Willibomb goes into another final. Will it be this one? Will he bomb? We'll find out.